And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have Aaron and we have Matt. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah. All at once, everything, all at once. So, they'll make a movie about it.
Everything and nothing.
It reminds me of my last bowel movement.
I want to say this. I know it's going to upset some people, but we got a special guest lined up for tonight's show. But Queen Elizabeth can't make it, so fortunately, that's just not going to happen.
I thought you were talking about Dino Bravo.
No, Queen Elizabeth actually she's the manager of Bombshell Warrior.
That's true. I remember that one time that she was on WWF TV and she told everyone that the British Bulldog was an asshole.
No.
That was on an episode of Primetime Wrestling, like in 1992.
Really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
The real Queen?
All right, so I'm like 10, and I don't fucking know, right? Because the queen looks like the fucking queen, right? You don't fucking know, right? So, like, for like weeks, I thought it was the real queen. I'm like, the queen's an asshole, right? Like, it checks out, right? Everything kind of checks out here.
Right.
Seems about right.
Eventually, it was revealed that it was a scheme by Bobby Heenan. So there you
Of course
go.
it was.
So,
Classic.
it wasn't the real queen. So too bad. Reggie Jackson didn't finish the job there. No one else watched Naked Gun 2 or 2.5?
I love it, Naked Gun.
I gotcha.
Naked Gun was Naked Gun 1, wasn't it?
Was it 1? It was probably
Yeah.
One was the Queen.
Yeah.
2 was. I remember 3 was the Hideout with the Killer McGurk or whatever.
Yeah.
What was 2? Oh, 2 was no. That's gonna bug me. I love those movies. I really do.
I was thinking that was the one that Kerry Von Erich was in, but he was in Problem Child.
I Must Kill the Queen.
Was Reggie Jackson even still playing it like in 1989 when that movie came out?
No, I don't think he was.
He's like long gone by then, right?
For a few extra bucks at that point.
Get me a Reggie bar.
It's so much so many moments in that movie I love. O.J. Simpson falling down the stairs.
Yeah, that was the whole gag. The whole gag is he was always fucked up.
Even the opening with the where he's getting shot and he goes against the wall. It's like wet paint. I mean, I know he's a mass murderer and he's a terrible dude, but the guy could do some funny stuff. I'm just saying.
And now he's in Revolution Extreme, which
He is.
That's
That's the thing about Luther. Luther has he stands up for his friends. He catches them when they fall. So that's good to know. So,
he knows the true O.J. Simpson,
he
which
does.
is beyond all the media hype and.
Yeah. So he's friends with O.J. and he has a budding friendship with Bill Cosby. So,
and he's a Soviet sympathizer, so I mean,
he is Russian, so
he's covering up bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Created in a laboratory, if you believe the rumors, that he was genetically engineered in a laboratory using the DNA of a former Russian Olympic swimmer and a former Russian Olympic wrestler. But that's unconfirmed because we don't really know about his past at all due to the fact that it's been classified and we have no documents. But they did find one piece, though, but it was in a hotel room in Florida somewhere. They found it. So
Florida, of course, of all places.
Yeah, it's just top secret documents floating around all around there apparently. So you got a little bit on that. So that's good to know.
fantastic.
No, he claims that he was trained and taught Sambo wrestling by Putin himself. So it's, Sambo wrestling.
What the hell?
You don't know what Sambo wrestling is?
No.
It sounds kind of racist, doesn't it? But it's a real thing. It's like judo or something. I don't know. I feel like Darren would know what Sambo wrestling is. He's even here.
No.
He's been missed. He's been MIA on a lot of these Tubecasts lately. I'm very disappointed.
He's writing the next big Free Quebec storyline.
So Sambo is a Russian martial arts with Soviet origins, an international practice combat sport, and a recognized style of amateur wrestling included by the UWW and the World Wrestling Championships, along with Greco-Roman wrestling and freestyle wrestling. So there you go. It's a real thing. I didn't make that up. You know when I initially did when we transitioned to the Russian gimmick with Luther, I did like 4 months of extensive research on Soviet Russia. Like I watched documentaries and shit. Yeah, like it was ridiculous. And so I'm just
you're on some FBI watch lists.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it was before everything went down, but yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I did a lot of research. That's why like his hometown is actually like did have a super secret scientific facility there that exists. So everything's kind of built in reality here a little bit. But yeah, that was fun.
Oh, Colonel Doom is here.
Oh, Colonel Doom.
Nice. Oh, very nice.
What branch of the military is Colonel Doom from? I think Luke would know.
Man, Luke's off doing some ghillie work in his ghillie suit.
Sometimes I wonder if he pees sitting down.
What?
I just wonder if Luke pees sitting down.
All right.
Like, from what I said, it's better for you. Apparently.
Yeah, you kind of get those knee joints.
Right. It's yeah, you get the squatty potty. You pee sitting down. It's 2022. Anything goes.
If you need to do two things at once, that option's there, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you can, squeeze it out and push it out at the same time. Sometimes I have to pee sitting down because, toilet water is very cold. So I have to, be careful about that. It's a rough time.
Get a hold of the goods sometimes. It's tough. Speaking of,
I thought about the transition to bidets, but it's made up the episode for that.
Anyone out there who's listening, if you can see the Amazon affiliate link,
that's right.
Interested in a bidet or possibly an in-ground toilet, so squatty potty, yeah. And I think you can use the Amazon affiliate link to take care.
You sure can. Give me a couple of shekels, a couple of rubles, perhaps. 3 cents of a penny. All adds up after a while, though. All adds up. No one's bought anything this month. You guys all suck. Times. What are you guys broke? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's tough.
I had back in the day. So I had a cashier of mine, right? And she was kind of an asshole, and a customer was doing a return. It's like, why are you returning this? And they gave us some bullshit reason or whatever. It's like, what are you, broke? Right to the customer's face.
We have people do that sometimes. They're like, obviously returning. There was this couple used to come all the time, and they were kind of, put this nicely, suspect.
Okay. It's a red flags.
Well, they look kind of like they belonged in a commercial about people from like cops. They go to like the trailer park and the guy's running around with his clothes off, and she's trying to catch him, whatever. So they would buy stuff, and let's say they bought like $50 worth of food. They'd return 25 of it the next week and be like, "Oh, this stuff was all bad," and they would just keep doing it every week. So like every week they're only spending like $25.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah,
my favorite scam. I don't know if do you guys have this out there? Here's the thing that's going on around here in Boston. So what they do is they set up a sign that says, kids at home, mothers lives with us ill, please help, right? And then the woman or guy who's there either has an accordion or a violin or a guitar. And they play it, and they have like an amplifier, and they plays music, whatever. So I'm in my car one day, and I'm going to work. I noticed the guy playing the violin. He's like, it's like he's playing like whatever song it is. And he stops and he scratches his shoulder, and the music never stops.
Huh.
So we figured out that they're doing like a recording, and they're just like playing this stuff. And everyone is torn because on the one hand, you're like, these people are out there in 100-degree weather. They're hustling, But then it's like they're not really playing music. It's like... my friend, he's like, my son gave him $20. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't give money to homeless people.
You just give them the finger bang?
Listen, I live in New York. It's different.
You give them a copy of the IWAR magazine.
You give the latest PWI with the IWAR ads in. You go, listen, I gave you $1. I want you to use that $1 wisely.
That's right.
Join the NWL. You're going to write vivid characters with good promos. And if you don't, you're coming back
$5 recycled.
That's right.
It's a hell of a deal.
You get $5 and change anytime. Does anybody take change? They don't take change anymore, I hope. There's got to be an IWA story about somebody sending them like quarters.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I remember when I think they have it explicitly said, don't send change, but I remember when I was a kid, I was probably 12 playing the game, and I was like sending them Canadian change. So that's probably what resulted in that being added to their, don't send us change.
That's why they hate Stevie Vertigo. They're like, Canadian kid again. Sending stupid Ford with a duck on it.
Again, like living in New York is different. So if you're walking through New York City, you don't see that we have a rather robust homeless population, right? So it's like that shit happens, right? So just like most things, like when you walk through New York City, you don't make eye contact with anybody. So you're constantly just looking past people. You never look anyone in their eyes, right? Because if you do that, it's weird and you don't know what's going to happen, right? It's New York City.
Right.
And then you walk at a brisk pace. Like, you're not running. You're not jogging. You're not even really walking fast, but you're walking fast enough. You're going with the flow of traffic because everyone's sort of in a rush. And then you probably have your meanest mug on. So you look like, if you talk to me, I'm going to punch you right in the face. So, like, when you grow up in that environment, and out here on Long Island, which we do have the people, they're really good at the stoplights. So they'll hit us at the stoplights, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same concept. You don't make fucking eye contact at them. You don't look at them. You don't fucking talk to them. You pretend they don't exist. But for Thanksgiving and shit, like my family they do rent out a hall, and we do. My nephew's big at this, so he'll buy turkeys for people who are in need, and we do that like every holiday season. So he'll rent out a little hall, a little VFW or whatever, and we ask all the people who are in need. They come out and they have Thanksgiving dinner on us. So that's something my family does.
Do this year when you do it, you got to make sure you stop and go, okay, we have this great turkey and the fixings for you, or what's behind door number 1?
It's crack.
It's crack. Oh, quick side note. So speaking of festive eating situations, apparently my company decided to no longer have our store parties off-site.
Oh, no.
So I think I sent you guys the memo. It's like it's going to be behind the building between the dumpster for one company and another. We're calling it the Between the Dumpster Party. It's going to be awesome.
That's the way to do it.
Morale, like a party in the dumpsters.
Yeah, it's weird. People, Christmas party was such a big thing. Like I remember going to my dad's company's Christmas parties, like all the time as a kid. As a general concept, like that just be a thing, and it's not a thing anymore. It's kind of, with the downsizing and the corporate streamlining of things, and corporations trying to be more profitable, I guess, or trying to, the big thing right now is not even making money; it's trying to artificially influence the stock price. Those days of the raffles and the Christmas party, those are long gone, and those are probably never going to come back as a concept.
You know what this brings up? We want to hear stories of the IWA's Christmas party.
We do.
It's gotta be. IWA Johnny B gets drunk and like photocopies his butt.
No, it's more like he's gonna read the latest Luther Alexander TT in front of everyone during the Christmas party.
That's right.
He gets drunk and punches into the computer that there's going to be a 28-28 drop for gold next cycle.
Yep.
It's more likely like, do you see these idiots still giving us money after 30 years?
These guys are sickos.
Can you believe this shit? It's true though. It's true that we have problems.
Gift that keeps giving. What did Johnny B put in their stockings? Oh man, do you want to start with the Q&A?
Yeah, let's start with the Q&A. Let's do it up.
All right. So, segueing question: what brand of aftershave does Johnny B use?
High karate.
Johnny B. Jr. My father grew up cheering for wrestlers like Luthez, so he mostly preferred athletes from that era. But one of his favorites during the 80s was the green-tongued simpleton George the Animal Steele. OG Johnny B. enjoyed the dichotomy of Steele looking and behaving in a subhuman manner, while outside the ring, both he and George were teachers with master's degrees. I stated on a previous Tubecast that growing up, my father's favorite wrestler was Abdul the Butcher, and he and Luthez, my father's childhood favorite, were two of a handful of wrestlers to have careers spanning 7 different decades. It's funny how that worked out. Note, the official start of Abdul's career is disputed, but let me have this. So apparently we don't know what cologne or aftershave Johnny B uses, unless it's a product from George the Animal Steele.
Well, here's the thing, too. Has Johnny B ever watched any of the Abdul Butcher feature films that he was involved with in Japan? Because they're fantastic.
Yeah, that's good footage. Question 2.
And it's still high karate, by the way.
All right.
That's the official.
That's Jakar.
That's headcanon. You can only buy the car from like a Rite Aid or a CVS.
That's fine. Ice Train.
Ice Train's coming through.
Ice Train coming through. What is Johnny B's shoe size? All right, Johnny B. Jr. says, anyone who's read the historic 89th edition of the IWAR Ringside magazine knows one of the pranks my father used to pull while serving in the U.S. Army. Another occurred when he was bivouacked with his platoon during a particular cold winter. His least favorite duty was waking up early to stoke the portable furnace. Soldiers would wear a protective coat when performing the task, and against regulations, he had delayed cleaning the soot from his coat until the day before his next turn at the furnace duty. So when his commanding officer noted him cleaning the coat, he assumed J.B. Sr. had been on duty that morning and adjusted the schedule accordingly. My dad had used that literal dirty trick whenever he felt like sleeping in. Okay. So, no idea. So I'm going to say shoe size 12.
You know, I'm a size 13, but I'm all toes. No?
Oh. I'm 11 and a half wide. I have a wide ass foot.
Like I got monkey. I can pick up a baseball.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have horrible, ugly feet. Horrible.
Really?
Oh.
Like you're not on Mel Phillips' radar at all?
No, Mel Phillips.
Or yeah, hanging out with Tony Atlas.
I dated somebody who had her pinky toes on the top of her foot. It was weird. Like picture like a pinky toe, but instead of being like lined up next to the buddies there, was like perched on the top rope ready to jump off. She was a runner too. It was really weird.
I knew a kid with a sixth finger.
Oh wow!
Like it wasn't like a real finger though. It was like the fucking nub and shit, right? His name was Willie, and he blew it off because we were playing with M80s.
Oh my god! Well, he had a spare, so it was okay.
Yeah, he was fun. Poor Willie.
I had a kid I went to school with who had like his left hand instead of fingers, he had like the baby nubs.
Yeah.
And then his thumb. So his thumb was normal, but his fingers were like the baby nubs. And he was famous for getting his head pissed on a dare.
By a girl?
No.
Oh.
No. It was like in like 8th grade. It's like that was the big thing. I said, Tom got it pissed on. What? Well, it was for a dare.
Like that somehow makes it better?
Exactly. Well, I dare you to give me $500. Dare you.
Was it for $500
right.
or then maybe?
I don't know.
Like $500 circa. I'm assuming that's like 1986. So.
Oh, I don't know how much he was paid. I
mean, that's some good money. That's good money.
I knew a kid who used to challenge you to put anything into like like when you go to a restaurant and there's like Tabasco sauce and like other stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Put anything in a glass and he'd drink it.
I had a friend of mine that we would take trays from McDonald's, like the McDonald's trays, and we would smash it over his head and they would break. And then we keep on adding more and more trays to it, though. So at the end, it was like 12 trays that were fucking smashing it over his head.
And he was unconscious.
I think we hurt him real bad.
That's we used to do. I should say this out loud, but we used to do a thing where you would ride the hood of a car.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was the only one who thought to like grab the hood or the actual windshield wipers to hold on to. And most people would try to like hold the windshield. I'm like, what are you doing, William Shatner? And I was the only one who never fall off the car, so that was my like claim to fame.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, as your kid, you do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so third question: boxers or briefs?
There it is.
Johnny B. Jr. When I was a young teen, a local department store made the error in judgment of putting a Commodore 64 on display. On 2 separate occasions, I found myself in the vicinity and simply couldn't resist programming it for mischief. The prank began with a countdown, allowing ample time for my escape, and the volume of the bulky 80s television it was connected to be set at its maximum level. Once I reached the safety of the candy aisle, the screen began flashing red, and a piercing alarm sounded. Oh, and the program had disabled the brake key. Years earlier, my parents were throwing a dinner party, and the 6-man team consisting of the future Johnny B, yours truly, the IWA's future first webmaster. Pause for Alex. There was several pauses in here for Alex to say something and you didn't say anything, so I just let you know.
I'm sorry.
And the future creator of Wildfire, Johnny Rage, did not receive invitations. Our ages ranged from the low to mid-single digits. We sneaked into the kitchen, and then the IWA's original webmaster and I pressured the IWA's original artist into sampling some of the wine intended for the guests.
Uh-oh.
He consumed gulp after gulp from his sippy cup. Oh, my God. Until he began stumbling around. It didn't take long. This particular brother had difficulty pronouncing his R's at the time, so he sent him into the dining room to ask if anyone wanted a fork. Oh, boy. Oh, Johnny B. Devious. Wow. See, I was the younger. I have an older sister. I was the younger brother, so I used to get pummeled as a kid. Yeah, I was the victim of a lot of.
Yeah.
Alex, you the oldest, youngest?
I am the youngest.
Oh, okay. How about you, Aaron?
Oldest of 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm not much of a pummeler though. My little brother beat me up a little bit once in a while, so I can sympathize with you guys.
Yeah, it's all right. I always laugh. I have a lot of friends who are single kids, like only child.
Lucky.
And I used to laugh because like their parents got them so much stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Although my sister and I we were fine. We didn't grow up like bitter.
You ever had? Everyone has this friend, and I feel like this is a thing that a friend that everyone has. Like, there's that one kid whose parents are divorced and they hate each other, so they just buy him the craziest shit ever.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone had that friend that like I have a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, and a Sega Genesis. I have 2 Christmases and shit.
They were cool to hang out with too because their mom or their dad wouldn't really give a shit what you were getting up to. Like, you can just kind of like do your thing.
Like, we set up fireworks in this kid's house, and we burnt the rug. Right, so we took we tried to shave it off, like the burnt piece. Eventually, I made my escape or whatever. But
solid plan.
Later on, he told me that he told his mom that the cat threw up. But this is back when people had white carpets and shit, as a concept, it was a thing for a while. White carpet, white leather couches, little pastel, straight out of Miami Vice or some shit. It's 1988 or whatever. And we're setting off fucking fireworks inside the fucking houses because we're 7 and there's no parental supervision. So, fuck it.
Was that question whether he wears boxers or briefs?
Yeah, so Johnny B is intentionally not answering any of these questions and giving other stories instead of actually answering the
That's
questions.
still okay.
Which I find hilarious, by the way.
I was going to ask. I had a question. Oh, I know what it was.
Does Johnny B poo in the shower?
No. No. The question is, did the IWA ever get trick-or-treaters? And if so, how did they handle them?
What?
They
gave them fucking apples with razor blades in them.
When Scott and I lived together in Georgia, we forgot it was Halloween. And it was like, knock at the door. And I'm like, what? Oh, who the hell's this? And these kids, and they're like, trick-or-treat. So all we had was Oreos. Just threw an Oreo in each of their bags. Here you go, kid. So, yeah.
There's probably 7 kids who showed up as the original IWA characters at the IWA, like 7 years old. Fire Johnny Rage, Big Ben.
Does Wildfire Johnny Rage have the tattoo of Wildfire Johnny Rage on his arm?
I mean, you would have to.
I mean, that
I don't know.
Like, you guys have skills with the WWE TK19. I think it's time to make those in the game. As the concept. I think it's time.
Oh, that could happen.
That's a nice assignment for you guys.
Yeah.
I've been doing some creating, so.
You also got to make Zaccaroni the San Francisco Heat.
When Luke gets back from the Ukraine, he'll tackle it.
They won, apparently. Is that true? Did they win?
Is that going on?
They won the Super Bowl?
Wow.
Luke's over there leading the leading the way over there. It's ridiculous.
Luke's just winning more by himself.
These animated GIFs that you have on the YouTube page,
yeah.
I usually have to scroll down after a few minutes because I'm just like mesmerized by Abdullah the Butcher.
Yes,
getting bought. Below that is the Queen with Reggie Jackson pursuing her.
I will periodically change these during the show. By the way, I do that.
Great Sasuke botching a springboard.
Oh, so terrible.
That's a new one.
Oh.
My favorite is Lex Luger playing basketball.
Man, that's a new one too. Yeah. That caught me off guard. Yeah, either the Stallone one dancing or Hogan getting swiped at. Like that just captures my attention.
We need to do that basketball game and like call it like a real game.
Like it exists. It's like the NWA wrestlers taking on the Charlotte Police Department.
But we'll say that one of the
it's a good game too. Like Dusty Rhodes hits the game-winning shot at the end. Like you couldn't even book this shit. Like
he does.
Like Sting gets the steal, passes to Dusty. Dusty wins the fucking game. It's on YouTube if you guys want to watch it. It's ridiculous.
That had to get competitive. A little bit competitive.
That's got to be one of our future Tubecasts.
Yeah, break that game down.
There's one that we wanted to do. I never got a chance to do it though. Is if you go on the WWE Network, there's just Battle for Breakfast cereal. So what it is that the AWA being the AWA as it was in like 1989, 1990, they rented out their service to Kellogg, the cereal company, and they were doing their big sales conference, like their big, all the big wigs getting together, and they have their conference, and if anyone, I've been to like 2 or 3 of these things, where you spend a week, like usually Vegas.
That's kind of like ahead of the curve for 89, 90, because that happens quite a bit these days. I think like acts renting themselves out. So like they had AWA wrestlers, and they would be cereal people. So it would be like the Destruction Crew as fucking Captain Crunch, and they're gonna beat the shit out of whatever post cereal they had. You know what I mean? But like the sales managers, like when they're having their little like speeches and just saying, this is like 80s corporate, so it's very different. Like everyone's on cocaine. Everyone's like, he's taking a fucking box of cereal like Smacks or something. And he's like, these guys fucking suck. And rips it up and throws it like Frosted Flakes is where it's at.
You know, like it's so ridiculous. But we should definitely take a look at that. It's fucking awful. But it makes you think like I deal with corporate culture all the time, and it's so different. From what I like, everything's very buttoned up. Everyone's using your safe words or whatever, and you can't really have a good time or have fun at all. So it's really buttoned up, very stuffy. You know what I mean? But I look back in the '80s, like these guys were like on drugs. There's probably a couple prostitutes there. Clearly, they were trying to outdo the bar tab from the year before. Like it looks like a good time. Like they were having fun. Like, I miss those days of bedlam and shenanigans. Like it was all questionable. Like and then, like there was a time where like they were really going after the competition. Like, yo, we want to take whoever the other cereal companies, because I know Kellogg's is the one that was doing it, but like I guess Post is another one or whatever. Like, man, fuck Special K. That shit sucks. And Kix is awful. I thought that was cool. And Kellogg being a Minnesota company, and who was Tony the Tiger, right?
Tony the Tiger?
The voice of Tony the Tiger. Who's the voice of Tony the Tiger?
Baron von Raschke.
No. It was Lee Marshall. AWA announcer and WCW announcer. Lee Marshall was Tony the Tiger up until when he died. Yeah. They were great. We should probably actually start with the results now. Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of great, we had some great results this cycle. Maybe not.
Well, I guess you can start with the NWL with everyone got a 484.
Right.
I wonder what the average strategy is going to be this cycle. Who's going to win it?
Yeah, that was a bit of a dog's breakfast this cycle. I mean, we had a 497 high in the NWL. I think we've been used to more of like a 499 to 501. We've had lots of different names on the title page this cycle. We had 107 cards, 853 matches, 34 Battle Royal entries, and we've got 154 wrestlers currently with 42 active and 137 altogether. A bit of a big changeover in the NWL at the moment. We're used to names like No Limits, Nick Dane, Caesar Sterling, Rod Camino, my two dads, Father Arturo and Father Bartolo, ruling the title page. But for this cycle, let me break down some of the newer names that are popping up in the NWL. League champion, we've got Bombshell Warrior. I think that's like the Vianos. There's Viano like 3, 4. This is at least Bombshell Warrior 4 or 5.
Agreed.
But he's the
it's
league
not
champion.
That Bombshell Warrior. It's this Bombshell Warrior. A new Bombshell Warrior.
They're switching masks between matches and psyching out the referee. So Bombshell Warrior, league champion. TV champion, we've got AOD Super Dragon. Central Plains champion, we've got Tormund Erickson, who's been doing great in the NWL. East Coast champion, we've got Zammot Firefly, a long-time member of the NWL. Great Lakes champion from the Battle Royal, we've got El Mascarado. Mid-Atlantic champion, we've got Dark Danger. Northeast champion from the Battle Royal, Angel of Light, Angelina Blanco. Pacific Northwest champion, LRC, the Spider, Sancho Valdez. Rocky Mountains champion, Machine. Southeast champion, HNR and Nightmare Court, Scarlet Briar. Southwest champion from the Battle Royal, a complete scumbag, Caesar Sterling. West Coast champion, Master of Disaster, who I believe is a tag team partner of Bombshell Warrior. League tag team champions from the NORD tag team, Skalgrim Redbeard and Tormund Erickson. TV tag team champions, Tomax Firefly and Zammot Firefly. League six-man champions, Father Conrad, Ryoto Onryo, and Father Arturo Bartolo. TV six-man champions from the NORD faction, Skalgrim Redbeard, Tormund Erickson, and Zigzag Man. And the Battle Royal winner from the NWL in cycle number 189, September 2022, we've got Zamont Firefly from the Devil's Rejects faction. A couple of things that are going to be coming up for the NWL. This is cycle 189. And of course, in cycle 190, we're going to have Clash of Champions 24 coming up. We've got a couple of stats to break down before then. We know that the triple threat match for the Young Lions Championship is going to be Mark Justice, the champion, versus No Limits Nick Dane versus Dark Danger. And I've got to say, for Clash 24, I took a brief glance at the results. I got some more breaking down to do. Hopefully we'll have that ready for the Trash Talk Tubecast. But there's going to be some exciting results for Clash 24. We'll get that written up as soon as possible. We get you guys the results. But that's coming up. And but yeah, that's the title page for the New Wave League for 2022.
Why were you booing?
He said New Wave League. It's the goddamn National Wrestling League.
Luther Alexander claims it's the National Wrestling League. I mean,
he's not wrong. It was.
That's right.
But I will say this. No spoilers. Is just throwing this out there. As a commissioner, you can do whatever you want. You can change the name. The
Casting Couch League.
Nice and Wacky League. Yeah. All the promos are nice and wacky. So, whatever you want to do.
But I think overall in the NWL this cycle, some great results. It's great to see some new names on the title page, that's for sure. I feel like we had a bit of a dip in activity this cycle. I mean, 2021, that class with Rod Camino, Mick Ferrari, the Grady's, and then we kind of had that spill over into Honor of Revolt kind of dominating in 2022 so far. We've got My Two Dads. We've got Mark Justice. But, I mean, we're going to need a new crop of talent to step up here. I mean, we've got, the Irish Wolfhound stepping up. But, you guys got to get in your TTs. And then we're going to be leading up to Clash of Champions 25 pretty soon as well. So, hopefully we can continue on. We've had quite a bit of momentum in the NWL for almost 2 years now. So let's keep that momentum going.
Yeah, man, I dig that. All right, next up, Battle Royal League, number 590.
Nah.
Nah.
No, I will just make a quick little add to the NWL.
Excuse me.
Just the NWL had 107 cards, which is their lowest for the year. But you start off with 164 up to 181, and now so we go this every year, where we have a class that's graduating. We're always like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And then we get guys like Nick Dane,
Zanroar.
Guys like Death Row, Zanroar. We get guys like the Grady's. We get guys like just over and over and over again. It happens. So it's one of the most exciting times for us as commissioners because we have players coming in now who are stepping the game up. So like you said before, it's good to see new faces on the report, and happy to have it happen. DRL. So, one more last note about NWL. The high score of the cycle was 497, shared by Bombshell Warrior and Super Dragon. So I don't know who will be the winner of the Rookie Brawl, but probably Bombshell Warrior, but it could be Super Dragon. But I love the name Super Dragon. It's just so old school, but fun. I could see going to a New Japan show and Super Dragon, or AAA show, Super Dragon.
I mean, there is a Super Dragon that exists.
Is there?
Yes, he's awesome.
Is he on the indie scene? Super Dragon.
I believe he owned PWG.
Oh, okay.
I think he was the original owner, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
And I know Chuck is listening to the show as well, so great job, Chuck, so far. We got to get some more TT into the mix to keep the NWL as bumping as it has been. So keep up the great work, Chuck.
Just tell people to go fuck themselves. CT's not hard as a concept.
Was the method when it was the National Wrestling League.
Well, my biggest thing was do what the fuck you want, make sure it's good. That was the call though. That was the rallying cry. Like, I don't care what you do, just make it good.
All right. Well, speaking of making it good, the BRL 590 league champion for the second time, Public Enemy Roderick Hughes.
Who?
Our TV champion returning to the BRL in big fashion with his second TV championship, only about 4 years apart, maybe 5 years. Luther Alexander, 3,070 wins. Wow.
Undefeated in the BRL, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that.
All right. Central Plains champion, the total package, U.S. Mail. East Coast champion, Rick Splatterhouse. Great Lakes champion, Rodney Diamond. Mid-Atlantic champion, the Hawaiian Heartthrob. Northeast champion, Dr. Piledriver, MD. Pacific Northwest
What school did he go to?
All of them.
Okay.
Just yeah.
I want to flush that out, maybe.
Pacific Northwest champion, the Left Fist, Eli Shabazz. Rocky Mountain champion, Tombstone. Southeast champion, Mr. Disrespect, Quentin Cisco. Southwest champion, Pitbull, Cordell Sparks. And West Coast champion, Jim Whiskey. Now our tag, jumped ahead of page. Our tag champions are the Warsaw Warrior and the Polish Powerhouse. I'll say it like Bostonian. The Warsaw Warrior and the Polish Powerhouse. TV tag champions, Thugs for Hire, Bramo Baron, and Rodney Diamond. League Six-Man champions, the Bourbon Hill Savages, Punk Rock Mike, Agent 26, and Patrick O'Malley. And the TV Six-Man champions, the Mannequins, 1, 2, and 3. And our Battle Royal winner, earning $50 in IWA credit, Toa Anoa, one half of the Samoan Death Grip. So that's our champions. And cover the BRL numbers are 133 cards, 72 Battle Royal entries. Our high score was a 498, and that was shared by Eli Shabazz, Roderick Hughes, and Jax McAllister. So congrats to those folks. Our low score.
Did Jax not end up on the title page again?
Yes, there was a problem with the processing paperwork of getting it on time. So, yep.
God damn.
So Willow Wick with the 286 is our low score. Thanks, Willow Wick.
He's an up and comer. Keep an eye on him.
Right.
Maybe just a comer.
That too.
Premature.
So yeah, it's the BRL. Other BRL news. Our main event. So in the BRL again, we have a thing called the main event series, and what we do with that is we pit various wrestlers in two different divisions. There's the global division, there's the North American division, and then we have global tag, global six-man. And so getting back into this, here it is. Oh wait, I forgot something. Oh, main event. So we have a new ranking system, or I shouldn't say ranking, but like I have a new page for it, so you can kind of see better numbers. So what I've been doing, just so in case you're curious, it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and -1 for a loss. So what this does is it's just a matter of ranking the wrestlers. You can kind of see performance-wise who's having the best performances. And then when I do the matchups, I try to rank by do the matchups for either a situation where you're fighting a rival or you're fighting someone on a good opponent. So the idea is to get people to kind of be able to look at this and like, oh, okay, I see a matchup. So when you go to the chart, you see the rankings, and then you see below, like main event cycle 14, you get the matchup. So a couple of things going on. One, the Mannequins defeated Servant Hill Savages 15 to 508. So they're going to get the six-man shot at Battlecade. The Mannequins will take on Both Family of Doom.
I think they're using their backstage clout to get themselves over in these matches.
That's right. So So, Samoan Death Grip will take on Thugs for Hire.
Oh.
The winner of that match will go on to Battlecade and challenge the Olympians.
God damn.
It's a global tag match. So, what I'm also doing, by the way, in the Main Event 14 series, is we're also doing the first round of the next series. So that way, everyone else is sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting around for nothing. It's like, bang, we're going. The main event, the North American series final is Dr. Piledriver MD against RX Payne. So this was meant to be.
Isn't it Rex Payne?
It is Rex Payne. I'm sorry, Rex Payne. I'm saying RX Payne. So Rex Payne. I'm sorry, Rex Payne. Anyways, it's all medical final. The winner will face Monster Truck Tanaka at Battlecade, and then in a triple threat match for the Global Series championship shot at Punk Rock Mike. But this will be at WrestleRama. I know I had the timing off. I'm gonna try to fix it next year. But it'll be Brian Rotten versus Jax McAllister versus Zydrate. And the winner of that match will face the global champion at WrestleRama, which is in the spring. So I'm trying to work it out. I could do another triple threat to reset this whole thing and fix the time. It's like one of those things where, like, Marty, we went back in time. We got to fix the timeline. So I gotta figure out how to do this right. And I don't want to like cheapen the title matches at all, or take anything away from anybody, because, like, Rhett Grady's challenging Punk Rock Mike. That's a big matchup.
Yeah.
You have a super face versus a super face. So, good all around.
Whatever you do, don't screw Jax out of another title, because that guy is absolutely due.
Poor Jax McAllister. But that is the BRL. Just so you know, too, I'm actually still working on. I've decided, instead of doing like the BWL, we have a recurring thing where, like, the roster pages. I'm actually redoing that page, but it's going to be smaller and shorter, more compact. The BRL we're working on, it's going to be called the yearbook, and the yearbook's going to have all the wrestlers in the BRL that I've been able to gather, avatars, information, and I'll offer my own background on some of the people who've been in the BRL long enough.
Should be Almanac.
And should be what?
Almanac.
Almanac. Thank, that works too. Almanac. There you go. And it'll have a whole bunch of information in there, so it'll be a fun little, like, perusal. It's getting bigger and bigger as a project, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Is that for BRL 600?
Yeah, that's BRL 600 is not too far away.
Yeah,
it's 10 cycles away, and as it turns out, BRL 600 is in April of next year. So one possibility is I might reset the timing on the events next year to line up so the 600th issue is going to be a big pay-per-view. But we'll see. I got to figure out how things line up. Part of it is I want to make sure that I don't cheat anybody out of a title shot. I also feel like triple threat match isn't a bad thing, but it's also like, if you were like, finally, like, Punk Rock Mike has had the global championship for over 2 years. No one's able to beat him.
Doesn't deserve
it. Will it be Luther? Dun dun dun.
Hey yo.
So, anyways, I want to thank everyone for giving the BRL so much to work with. I appreciate it. I really do. And hopefully we'll see more of it next cycle. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'll talk about some of it later on in this episode, because I want to kind of tease what's going to happen next year. It's big stuff. So that is the BRL. Do you?
I dig it.
You
dig it.
Here it is.
I think about getting that logo tattooed on my back.
That's officer, I swear, it's totally normal.
I find it hilarious. I look at it and I laugh every single time. So it's that's an iconic image for sure. All right, next up, Independent Wrestling League number 162. The league champion claims adjuster. Television champion, the highlight of the night, Johnny Vegas. New York City champion, the Christian Warrior. Los Angeles champion, Magnificent Marvin Moyer. Boston champion, Big Money Graham Steenbridge. Detroit champion, Starscream. Cleveland champion, Friend Zone, Frederick Goodfellow. Dallas champion, Pop Culture, Peter Cross. Memphis champion Sam Hain. Miami champion Barry Taking These Stevens. San Francisco champion Gene the Machine Conrad. Chicago champion Rey Del Mundo, which is King of the World in Spanish, by the way. Let you guys know that. League Tag Team Champions, the Christian Warrior and the American Patriots. TV Tag Team Champions, Eleazar and Ricky Spanish. I don't know who this mystery Eleazar guy is, but he seems to be pretty good. Suspicious indeed. I wonder who's going to lead the investigation to find out his true identity.
Exactly.
Or does no one just care? League six-man champions, John Wilkes, Graw, and Brutally Honest Abe. TV six-man champions, Litigation, Chase Grace, and Justin Grace. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 71 free IWL matches, Starscream. So enjoy your 71 free matches. That's a lot of people in the Battle Royal.
Did you also know that the IWL has taken over the #1 spot in the game?
Period.
For activity.
Yeah.
There you go.
By far, not even by a little bit. By a lot.
Yeah, killing it.
So next cycle, I'm hoping that we'll get to 169 cards. Is the new goal for next cycle.
Something special happened in Bulletin 169. Should I prepare?
If we're lucky. If I could just get the smell out of my fingers, we'll be okay.
Well, we're on 162. That's got to be some sort of sex maneuver.
Is it called a dog's breakfast? That's a Canadian saying right there. Boy, howdy, that's a dog's breakfast.
I'm more of a rusty trombone man myself. To be honest,
I'm more of an angry dragon guy myself. Well, actually, no, I'm the Hindenburg. That was my favorite of all time. You know the Hindenburg, right?
I don't.
That one's... It's too horrible to mention on the air. It's just go to Urban Dictionary. You'll be scarred for life.
Don't do that. We don't recommend that for all our underage folks who watch this show in between their slime videos and Roblox videos.
Our IWAR Kids Club.
It's well known that this is the PG generation of the IWAR Tubecast. So,
well, you know about that wrestling club that teacher has in his school, right? That's getting some like mainstream attention. That like Sasha Banks showed up there one time.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. So I think we're thinking about perhaps reaching out to them, but after they review the content of this particular show, I don't think they'll be joining us.
Well, we were really on board until the Blue Waffle got mentioned.
Well, don't look that up either. I'm more partial to the White Dragon.
I don't know that one, but that's... Oh, the Houdini's another good one, but that one's funny.
Just say the ending portion of the White Dragon, you end up kicking someone in their stomach and stuff comes out their nose.
Oh.
So
is it like the Great Muta that you're saying?
Sort of. It's not mist.
I guess now.
The white mist.
I mean, is it mist for you guys?
Peter, rush the ring.
Because now I feel like it's not mist for me, so I feel like I should get this checked out then.
Oh no.
It shouldn't be mist, I don't think.
It shouldn't be mist. It shouldn't spray.
Unless you're Rod Camino, then
he's quite misty. Yes,
that's pretty. Yeah,
just shoots out everywhere like a fucking shotgun blast.
Doc, I just gotta tell you, it's like chunky soup.
It's like State Puff Marshall Man and Ghostbusters.
Oh no,
it's everywhere.
Oh, well, all right. So that.
I think.
Whoa, hold on, wait. IWL. Last time we did the show, we had a question that you were going to find an answer to. That question was, who's in the King of the Pro Wrestling Tournament and who's matched up against who?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I thought an enterprising young man, perhaps Jeremy, would go back and listen to 3 Tubecasts ago, and remember who I put in the King of the Ring. But
when does it start, the tournament?
I don't know.
Oh, good, because I was going to say, because this cycle, Atari's out already.
No, it wasn't this cycle.
Oh,
I will have more information for you on the next Tubecast, and I feel like I'm saying that every Tubecast, and they'll never get it anyway. Because I'm just saying that. Yeah, I'll tell you the next gag. It's a running gag now.
Running gag like Luigi Primo.
Yeah. Don't forget that the King of Pro Wrestling will take place cycle 164, by the way. So keep that in mind. That's coming up shortly.
2 cycles.
2 cycles. And I wanted to look at the results of the Grand Prix.
Oh, right.
Let's see who. So it looks like our Grand Prix champion will retain. So good job. Good job, California Gunslinger. You beat Big Bob Harris twice in a row. And if you have someone that you want to pick for a future match for this championship, get in contact with me. Let me know. I'll find a way. I'll take smoke signals. I have a beeper from the 90s. Mine was translucent blue, by the way.
California Gunslinger is going to go on a Joe Boring-esque run with the Grand Prix title. I'm calling it here.
Okay.
You heard it here first?
That's fair. I think that's fair. He gets to face us luminaries as, Big Bob Harris, and I'll probably face Haruki Fuji next, maybe, or Maskhound Spike, or Tim Dirty Dog.
Are we going to get the Are we going to get a 24/7 belt in that as well?
No. I mean, we did that to decide the championship. And,
yes.
If an enterprising young man or woman wants to write it that way as a concept, we could work something out. I'm not writing that every cycle because that would have to be written. Sort of like a match write-up every cycle. That's the only way that's going to work. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be worse than getting a Hindenburg.
It would be. That's for sure.
You look it up?
I looked it up, yeah. It's pretty horrible.
I won't even say the website that a friend of mine, when we played D&D online, when we used to play in person, he used to spend a lot of time on his phone between his turns, just looking at this one website and stopping and going, look at this shit, look at this. Stop doing that! Horrible. All right, let's move along. All right, do you dig that, Alex?
I mean, I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, and make sure you check out page 56 in the IWL.
Page 56.
Just throwing it out there.
Yes, the return of Billy Jack Novak, I see. Where is he now? I dig it.
I want to do something fun and weird, and I had this idea to do this. I have some ideas for material.
I love it.
For those of you who don't know, Billy Jack Novak was the rapping wrestler, made famous in NWL, beloved by all.
He was.
Once again, AEW, WWE, stealing our thunder. All right. What's up next?
All right, next up. You ever had a Five Alive, by the way?
Five Alive?
It's a citrus beverage of some sort.
I remember that, but...
I've had that.
It looks like it's from the 70s.
Oh, the humanity.
It's a Canadian delicacy.
Is it? Like penis?
Like a dog's breakfast. Who's got a guitar?
That's my cat.
Oh, your cat.
I don't understand what's happening right now.
Your cat's play the guitar? Ding.
Shot a lot of catnip tonight.
Okay, that's fair. Hey, it looks like Adam Driver might be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Doctor Doom.
Really?
Yeah. That's an inspired choice.
Yeah. I like his work.
I do. He's a good actor.
I mean, I know he got saddled with a really challenging role in the Star Wars stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't look at him for that stuff. Although everything else he's done was really well. So.
Oh, my God. Sorry. They're showing the quarterback of Georgia just barfing all over the field.
It's good for him. Good for him.
It's draws. Oh my god.
He's gonna puke.
He's gonna puke.
When's the last time you guys watched Beyond the Mat?
I saw it in the theater.
I just wonder if it holds up at all, or is just
That's a good question. Yeah.
like comparing it to like Dark Side of the Ring and shit like that. Like, I wonder if it holds up.
I remember parts of it very vividly. Other parts I don't remember. Like
I get it mixed. There's the Bret Hart one too, Wrestling with Shadows, and I get them mixed up all the
time. Bret Hart's in Beyond the Mat. Yes. He's doing like a fair show versus Terry Funk.
Yeah, it was Terry Funk's retirement show. I have that whole show somewhere.
That was like 97, 98?
97, yeah. That motherfucker didn't retire either.
He retired like a year ago.
All right, Matt, you going to do BWL?
I would love to.
Black Widow League.
This is bulletin number 7 of the Black Widow League. And, of course, the one name in the league I can't pronounce. Kajia Chaosin?
That's fair.
We don't know who runs Chaosin. So if you do run Chaosin, please, and you're listening, send me an email. At least tell me, 1, you manage them, and 2, how to pronounce the name. Because I feel like Alex.
And your shoe size.
And your shoe size. Or if you do any cruel tricks to your siblings at Christmas parties. The BWL TV champion, Cinderella Frankenstein. And Cinderella, we're expecting more TT out of you, bud. Come on. We want to see the NWL touch again. The Battle Royal winner was Kija Chaosin. Our Japan Idol champion, Queen of the Ring, Gina Kalata. Joshi champion, Zakaru Z-Pop. Well done, 3 stars, Darren Stone with a nice win there. I want to say I called it, by the way. Zenjo champion, Arya Gunpowder. Luchadores champion, Tiamat. Cholitas champion, Riley Reynolds. Bellatrix champion, Farouk Assault. Scaria champion, Wildfire Betty Red. Hollywood champion, Vicky Venom. Sin City champion, Big Money, Bonnie Banks. And Willowick champion, Betty Than You. And just as the numbers go, we are at 26 active wrestlers. We lost 1. We gained 2. So good work. I'd like to see more trash talk for people if possible. This coming cycle will be the results. Now, you may have noticed I revealed the Lethal Lottery Ladies Night 2 tag teams. So we did a random matchup. So be aware that it is single strategy combined for each team to the total score. I will fix Rachel Van Dorn next time. But this tournament starts next cycle, so those of you who want to TT, and hopefully you all do, you can TT about your partner. So, like Bonnie Banks is teaming up with Tiamat, or Baby is teaming up with Zakaru Zeba. So, feel free to talk about your partners, and mind you, this tournament will be a thing that goes all the way down to the wire. So, last time we ran this, the final 2 went to a triple threat match with the champion. This time, the final 2, the winning team, will then face off in a final, and the winner of that match will challenge for the IWAR Women's World Championship. Again, that starts next round, next cycle.
And when is the next BWL pay-per-view?
It's going to be cycle, I think it's cycle 10. It's called No Man's Land, and I'm actually outlining the matchups right now. And my computer won't stop behaving. That's great. Back to that. I'm having a problem. My PowerPoint's flipping out right now. It's never done this before, so it's probably going to be fine. The Global Championship shot came down to Penny Punk, Jeannie Briggs, Arya Gunpowder, and Shiloh Wallace. And Arya Gunpowder had the highest score, so she will go on to face Shiloh Wallace for the Global Championship. I was going to do a thing if Shiloh Wallace scored the highest, but she didn't. I was going to let her pick her opponent, but that didn't happen.
Suck.
Ding, ding. So that is all of the BWL excitement. The Perfect 10 tournament is still rolling on. I think Mike said one more person qualified. And we're going to work on that tournament. It's a tournament we set up, and the idea is you go head-to-head, and the first person, you get 10 points worth of wins over the other person, advances. But everyone was scoring so high and so well that it was really hard to get through. And so we're going to work on that the next time we do this. But it's a good fun event. So that is BWL. Alex.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
All right. I dig that. So, Matt, you got anything IWAR that you want to share?
I do. My computer's acting really bizarre on my PowerPoint for some reason. I don't know why.
That'd be all the gifts on the Tubecast video.
No, it's for some reason like the page for the BFG Tag Team Derby, the results won't let me zoom in, and it's like half the page is disappearing and it's reappearing. That's good. But I will tell you, if you scored a 491 or higher, you advanced in the Bound for Glory. It's a brutal cycle score-wise. In the tag teams area, it was 507 or 508. I can't tell my glasses. I can't see. Thanks, computer. So the top 8 teams advanced. So Mighty Dads, Death Row, 13 and can't make it out. The Amazing Graces, Machine and El Mascarado, American Patriot and Christian Warrior, Samoan Death Grip, and the Mannequins. And then the 6-man, all the teams scoring 5, 12, or higher advanced. And remember that the people who score the highest split that cycle's IWA credit. And then at the end of the tournament, we figure all the money out and who gets IWA credit for how much. So it's a tournament where it's cool is if you don't make it, this round, but you advance, you have a chance to go on and, get some prize money. So unofficially, what's in the works, first of all, let me talk about this. The IWAR draft is coming up, and we have about 10 names. So we need to get like 10 more names in there to really bulk it up. There needs to be about 20 wrestlers to really make it worthwhile and have fun. And we can still do it with less wrestlers, obviously, but it'll be a lot shorter, obviously. So I'm going to make the appeals. If you want to be in the IWAR draft, a couple of things to consider. Number one, if you enter the IWAR draft, you don't have to leave your league right away. You can get drafted and quote unquote like have your rights to go to that league and play. And if time goes by and you don't want to jump ship, you want to re-enter the draft, you can do that like Nick Dane and the Honor Revolt crew did. And that's fine. I'm not bitter. No, I mean, when they come, if I draft them, they come to the BRL, that's great. But also, too, if you have plenty of time left, you can totally finish out your NWL run. And I always suggest you do, because once you leave the NWL, you can't go back. And it's just a lot of fun there, so don't shorten your time there. Anyways, that's the IWAR draft. I'll talk more about this in the next couple of days. I'm going to really start pumping the tires on this one. Sort of a preview for what's going on for next year. So I had the idea. I'm part of this panel of guys that are working to vote on.
Sucker.
Work on the Play-by-Mail Hall of Fame. So in the process of doing this, people have talked about some of the events over the years, and I had this idea of making the Johnny B Cup and the Murano Memorial kind of stand out even more. So what we're going to do, kind of in the name of Forbidden Door, what we'll do for the Murano Memorial, Frank Murano Memorial Tag Team Tournament, and the Johnny B Cup, we're going to open this up to more leagues in gold. So right now, the BBL and the CWL are both on board. And I'm in the process of talking to other commissioners. And what's going to happen is if you want to, let's say you have wrestlers in the CWL and the IWL, and you want to have them both in there, you're going to have a chance to get more wrestlers in the tournament. So this tournament's going to get pretty big. But it'll be a lot of fun. And we're going to hammer out some of the details, but I want to get this started now so that next year when we actually roll this out, it's going to be a huge, huge event. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, man, I dig it. All All right, guys. So it looks like we are officially out of time. So for Matt, for Aaron, I'm Alex G. Have a good night.